Actually, this video is a patchwork of all the darkest moments during my studies. Or more accurately, it's a compilation of all the times when my endurance was still too fragile to overcome the struggles I'm about to share. Thankfully, I've now become, well, not quite invincible, but I have definitely succeeded in flicking away those minor obstacles from my path. And maybe many of you have too. So some might think that these challenges I'm about to mention about the darker side of being a top student are obvious and not a big deal. Well, to be honest, they're not a big deal literally to me now, but back then, it was a different story. So after giving it a lot of thought, I have decided to upload this video in hopes that those of you who are currently in this darkest, most exciting phases of your studies might find some comfort in knowing it's completely okay to feel like giving up, so long as you fulfill the second part of this video. As for what the second part is, well, we'll get to that later. The first dark side of being a high achiever that I had to face was extremely high expectations. My parents are a great example. I was pretty lucky that they didn't put too much pressure on me or constantly compare me to other kids or relatives, forcing me to be like them. I mean, I guess I was already that student whom every parent compared with their children and then demotivated them by my achievements anyway. But everything has two sides. When you look at the less pleasant side, especially after excelling academically for a long time, people around you start to say it as the norm. And what they focus on isn't just maintaining your performance, your best performance. It's about improving significantly, excelling, being at the very top alone, just yourself. Once your grades are high, they can never go down again. That makes me scared and care at the same time, and even keeping them at the same for too long is seen as some kind of failure. It's like when I proudly tell someone I scored 100, they'll ask how many others scored the same. Or if I'm the top student in my school, they'll ask how much higher I scored than the second place, or whether anyone else tied for first, the same as me. Instead of asking what it took to get there, it's always about comparing numbers. Even though my parents never pressured me, I know deep down they had high hopes for me, high expectations, extremely high. And if I didn't try hard enough, it wasn't their anger that hurt me, it was the disappointment. Secondly, as I climbed higher academically, I had to let go of some friendships that didn't have much substance. Specifically, those people who only noticed me when they needed answers during the exams. It's not entirely meaningless, to be honest. I'm scared of being alone, so I used to always surround myself with others. But as I chose to invest in excelling, I had to work a different path, and I couldn't drag everyone along with me. Finding someone on the same wavelength became harder. The further you go, the lonelier it gets. If you want to be better than others, you have to accept that. Third, when I started seriously investing in learning something deeply or working in a big project, the negative energy from people around me increased. For instance, when I read books on the bus or multitask on my phone while working, or used recess time to finish assignments and spend my free hours hunting down books in the library, I often got comments like, "You're just showing off," or "You're not learning much anyway." Even my friends would say, "You're already smart, why study more? Don't you get tired of it?" And while none of my friends was being toxic, I couldn't help but wonder, since when did doing something right and valuable like studying, reading, or doing homework become seen as weird or showy just because it's different from the crowd scrolling through TikTok? Even when I started building projects to earn money and put in extra effort to study for them, I was met in skepticism, even from those closest to me, saying things like, "You think you can do it? You're just a kid. You haven't even started life yet." I still understand why someone's housework and efforts, especially in studying, are dismissed or ridiculed. And I know that those of you who excel even more than I did have probably faced even darker moments. I'm making this video just to let you know that you are not alone in this challenging journey of learning. There are people who understand the struggles you've been through. That's it. No complaints about why I had to go through this, met this. No. Because I understand that if you choose to invest in yourself to get better, you have to accept the price that comes with it. If you want to sit in a seat no one else can, you must endure the feelings no one else can. And if you can't handle that, then just settle for being an average. Don't strive to be the best. The choice is always yours. No one forcing you to be at the top, neither society nor your parents. If you like learning, then study. If you want to excel, then strive for it. If not, then stop. Go back to living a regular life. If you prefer having friends or seeking approval from those around you, then prioritize that. Yeah, but I like studying. I like being the first. I like achieving. So I accept the dark sides, and I'm willing to let go of other things to pay the price for my accomplishments. That's why every time I feel discouraged or overwhelmed by the external factors, I ask myself, is it worth it? If it is, then I'll accept it. I don't enjoy it, but I'll accept it because it's my choice. I don't enjoy it, but I accept it because it's my choice. Once I make that decision, everything around me becomes less important. But what if it's not worth it? Then stop and spend my time on something more meaningful. My life is too short for me to do things that I don't enjoy. And that's the end of this rather negative video. But don't worry, this was the old me. If any of you are currently struggling with the pressures and challenges that studying brings about, feel free to share in the comments. The current me will be here to support you, so you won't feel alone. If you think this video was at least somewhat helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. Bye bye.